Hello, welcome to our online Bon Voyage. I'm Kimberly Wilson, delighted to be here with you today, and actually even more delighted to be flying out to Paris tonight. Just crazy. I can't believe that it's happening. It's funny when you plan for something for, actually I haven't done this retreat for 2 years. It's like, oh my gosh, we're going. So excited. So what I wanted to do is just chat about, okay, what goes into preparing to go to Paris to lead a retreat and to be gone for 10 days when you have 3 rescue pugs and 1 rescue kitty, a tiny apartment, and a garden, right? So all these things, I wanted to kind of chat about that, kind of bring you along on the journey to be able to share like, all right, well, what are we doing? What are we doing for these 10 days over in the City of Light, which is actually one of my favorite places to be? What am I packing, right? Because there's so much to pack. Look at this adorable pig scarf that I got from a girlfriend for my birthday. And then I also wanted to chat about some scarf tying. I went to this wonderful book event of Jamie Cat Callens, who's a doll, on Saturday, and she did this little scarf tying piece. And I thought, you know what, it'd be fun to share that too in today's online Bon Voyage. So again, delighted to have you here with us. And Mr. Tim, here's Tim.
Hi.
And then will you pick up Miss Belle?
Yes.
So these are the 2 other people that are joining me on the adventure, along with 8 amazing women. So this is, hi Belle Star. She's shy, she's like grunting. So she will be actually hopping on a plane this evening. We fly out at 9, so it's great because we arrive then in the morning at like 11. It's so much more humane than leaving at say 6 and arriving at 7 a.m. So unpleasant, right? Right, Miss Star? So she went to the vet last week to get approved to be able to go. She has to get like, people often ask, what does it take to be able to take
paperwork?
Yeah, a lot of paperwork to take a pug abroad, or any dog abroad, probably any pet if you want to take your iguana.
Or your cat.
Or a cat. So what it takes is she had to get her second chip, which she actually got for our holiday one. So there's an American chip, but then there's a European chip. So this
It's not just metric and Celsius, y'all. It's dog chips, too.
She's got 2 dog chips. So she's super safe. She has a little food on her whisker. And then she has to just get approved 10 days in advance of flying by the vet that she's healthy enough. And then we have to send paperwork to the USDA, overnight it. Albany, New York, they have to stamp it, approve it, give like a little seal, send it back. And then we take the stack of paperwork to France and nobody else to look at it. But just in case we have it, in case you're curious. All right, so that's what goes into taking Miss Star. So she will be joining us. And Tim, I just wanted to talk about like what goes into this Paris preparation, right? Because there was so much. Last night we sat down and we made a huge list. And what comes to mind to you is to like, okay, what are the big things that we had to do besides getting Belle set?
I think that the biggest thing is the stuff that you have to deal with before you get to wherever you're going. The thing I stress out the most about is how am I getting from the airport to a place where I've got Wi-Fi and connectivity and all that other kind of stuff. So that was what I spent a little bit of time on. We're also staying in a new part of Paris than we have before. We're staying in the 14th arrondissement, which is a little bit further south than what we've been used to. So just seeing what that entails and what's around there. And
there's a pizza place and pasta place next door, so we're kind of super excited about that.
Yeah, yeah. There's also a Valib station. So for me, the bikey guy, I am excited about the fact that because we're a little further away, bicycling will be a little bit more efficient. So I got a week pass on the bike share, the French bike share. It's called Valib. And there's a station right outside where we're at, about 2 blocks away, and then about a block away from the hotel where a lot of the guests that are going to be taking the workshop are going to be staying. So that's really convenient, and it makes things a lot easier. So those are the kinds of things that I was kind of thinking about. Transportation, logistics. I'm the logistics guy. She's the sort of, I don't know, the creative type.
The creative type. And speaking of creative type, my most important thing, honestly, is the goodie bags for the retreaters. I don't want to show everything because it's like I want it to be a surprise to the retreaters. But here is all the stuff that goes into their goodie bags. And again, I can't say what's in there. But anyway, this is like my most favorite part is preparation. And honestly, I've been collecting all this stuff for about 6 months. There's also making sure the garden is watered. So we have this like sweet little garden we planted. Really nothing has come forth yet except for a few sprouts, but we're hoping. And making sure that's done. And then of course pet care. So we're taking one, but we're leaving 3. And then 3 who really can't be left alone together very easily, and one who has massive separation anxiety.
Like
Exhibit
that?
A. The cat walked by, the dog with separation anxiety, who also has anxiety about the cat. Anyway, so there's all of that. So we actually have someone who will be coming and staying here for the 10 days that we're gone and providing beautiful nanny care to these 3 beautiful beasts. So yeah, it's that, and then packing. And I kind of wanted to talk through like what goes into the packing because there is a lot. So yeah, so thank you, Tim, for sharing. And would you mind turning the AC down?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so also I just wanted to share who I'm going to be leaving behind because I'm super duper sad and I've been holding on to him like so desperately. So this is Gizmo. A lot of you have probably met Gizmo, and we adopted him in January. As you see, he's absolutely adorable. He's 10 and he wears his bow tie like a champ. Anyway, sadly we'll be leaving him behind, and I'm gonna miss him so much. And then of course Mookie, who is behind the chair barking and licking his paws because that's what he does to relieve his anxiety pretty much 24/7. And then there's Jackson, who's wanting to get out to the garden, which we'll let him out in a little bit. Alright, so packing. Alright, so packing. The big thing to me is footwear, because I find that I tend to walk. I mean, sometimes I'll look at I use my phone. I don't have like a Fitbit or anything, but I look at my phone, I'm like, oh my gosh, I walked 15 miles today. And I didn't even realize it. So footwear is really important because I'm not much of a sneaker girl, even though I know they can be super cute. I'm not much of a sneaker girl, so I need to bring comfortable shoes. So the big things, and I actually got these after being in Paris for a while, is these beautiful, I think I got them for like $30 on Amazon, but vegan motorcycle boots. So fun. And then of course these little ballet flats, and they have great little footing. They're super comfortable. These I just picked up at Target for like $20, also vegan, but I just thought they were cute little sliders that can also be maybe a little dressier. And then these shoes I actually bought before I led my first France retreat in 2012, just little clogs. So this is my footwear, and you may be like, really, is footwear that important? But it is when you're walking like 15 miles, and you're going to a bunch of different things, from like cafes to museums to parks, you know, and you want to have something that feels comfortable but is also like nicely put together. So footwear. All right, and then it comes down to, all right, pants and tops. Basically, this is my uniform. I wear it every day. It's a 2-in-1 top with leggings, capri leggings. And what I have is different layers that I can wear with it. The funny thing is I just have a few other tops. Otherwise, it's this top. I think I have 8 of them. But I'm just taking 6, I'm going light. And the cool thing about this top too, you can reverse it. So you can have a low scoop in front. I actually never do, but it's fun to have the variety. I kind of like the low scoop in back. It feels a little ballet-y. So I just wanted to kind of go through, okay, what are the tops, what are the bottoms? Because the whole thing is, how can I mix and match with not having a lot of stuff? So I've got the boyfriend tank, and I'm taking 2 of these. And this one I just love. This is all from the Tranquility collection, but it's long, so it covers the hips, which I really appreciate. And it's just like a single layer because it's going to be in the 80s and low 90s possibly while we're in France. So it's nice to be cozy and comfortable. So I like this piece, and so I have 2 of those. So here's the second one. And then another thing that I'm bringing, which I adore, is this little boyfriend tee. So it's nice and kind of boxy, but it also can hang off the shoulder, and it also covers hips, and it just is a really kind of sweet piece, but also dresses up nicely. All right, so the other thing is this little vintage top that I picked up in Portland a few years ago for maybe like $5. And I like this because this will go over my Tranquility pieces, some of my Tranquility pieces where I might feel like, oh, I feel a little exposed if I'm going into some place that's air conditioned or a little dressier and I'm in, you know, like a little sleeveless top, like the boyfriend tank and leggings. So I just throw that over and I feel much more put together. Okay, I'm only taking 2 dresses. And the dresses I'm taking is this sleeveless swing tunic, as you can see. You can wear it actually, of course, as a tunic, but I tend to wear it a lot as a dress, and it'll be super cute with the motorcycle boots, or of course dressing up a little bit with the gold sliders. But I can also, what I love about this piece too, is you can layer it. So I could put over this long sleeve 2-in-1 top, and then I've got all these kind of additional layers, which is great if you need to shed some or add some based on temperature shifts, because I think it's going to be down to the 60s, you know, when it's cold at night. The other dress I'm taking is I love this dress. I think I have 6 of them, but it's the slip dress, the Tranquility slip dress. And again, it's long, so it goes a little below the knee, but it's just like a really sweet, sweet top. Oh, and one thing I meant to mention about the boyfriend tee, and you guys probably know this, but the fun thing is to wear the boxy stuff now and then do the little side tie. So I love to do that with the boyfriend tee. Okay, and then I have 6 of what I'm wearing, the 2-in-1 top. All right, so super duper basic, but again, I love it. I live in it. I feel swaddled. It's super comforting. All right, so the other piece of my wardrobe, of course, is leggings, which is great because I will be teaching yoga. And, you know, with yoga, it's also nice to feel like you're a little put together as you're walking through the parks or doing things like that. And so that's why I like leggings, because you can kind of dress them up. Like on the plane, I'll be wearing leggings, the motorcycle boots, because they're the bulkiest piece, and my long sleeve wrap tunic. And this is like the perfect travel piece. I never ever travel without it. A, it becomes like a lap blanket, but B, you can do these sort of different ties and twists and ways to feel comfortable, swaddle, and it covers hips. Again, love that. So long sleeve wrap tunic, never ever leave home, at least traveling without it. All right, then I have way too many pants, so I need to narrow this down, but I've got like a little capri flare, so it has like a little bit of a bootleg. And then I have these that are like these shiny ones that I picked up years ago, and they're just, again, a legging, but I think they're kind of fun and just a little bit different because I have so many leggings. And then there's, of course, the palazzo pant, which is just a fun kind of flary, airy sort of pant that, again, can be dressed up or dressed down. I mean, honestly, you can even do yoga in that, and then I just tie the sides of the pant leg. Okay, then I have 5 pairs of the capri legging, like I'm wearing now, my uniform. And then I have just a pair of dark denim jeans. So those are my bottoms. Probably, honestly, I probably have like 4 too many, so I will pare down to make that a little bit lighter. And then what else do I pack? Okay, so of course I need like my playbook and planner, my journal, my writing kind of work, and you know, this is about half full, so I may bring another one just in case I need more. Paris Letters. This is a wonderful book, and the fun thing is she's actually going to be chatting with us on Thursday night, not tonight, in a week. And she's the memoir writer of this beautiful book, which some of you may have heard her podcast interview on Tranquility du Jour. Janice McLeod. If you have not read this book, it's amazing. One woman's journey from the fast lane to a slow stroll in Paris. I'm pretty sure it's a bestseller too. And then of course my Kindle, because then I can have many, many books with me. Also a sun hat. I love this. I don't know where I picked this up, but it's so great. I actually even took it to Utah. So as we're like out with the pigs and stuff, I had this on because it's so great. It just like folds right up into my bag. And you know, I think I got it someplace like Target. Like, it's nothing fancy, but let me see if there's a brand in there. It's not, but it's just nice and easy. Then of course you can't go without your reusable bag, and I love this one because it's the little mesh one, and I take it to the farmers markets, all the little markets, outdoor markets, and get all my produce and fresh flowers when I arrive. And then of course my yoga mat. You may be like, how do you take a yoga mat in your suitcase? Some people don't think to unroll their mat, right? Because we're so used to toting our mats around rolled, but I fold it up and then I put it at the bottom. And sometimes too, I may even like take it into thirds, fold it up, and then set it in, you know, and then it just goes nice and easily without having the whole roll thing, because the roll thing can take up a lot of space. Also, wanted to mention with my clothing that I take all this and also roll it. So I'll have a photo at the end of the packing journey that shows, all right, like, how do all these pieces fit into one side of a suitcase, meaning all the clothes on one side and then these other things that I need. So of course I still have to pack toiletries, teas. I like to take a few teas just to make sure I have them when I arrive, you know, and things along those lines. Oh, and like tech chargers and stuff like that. So that's pretty much it. It's amazing. You really don't need a lot for 10 days in Paris. Okay, so what are we gonna do for these 10 days I wanted to mention, and then we'll do the little scarf demo, which is so fun. So, oh, and yeah, I should show, like, okay, how many scarves am I taking? So of course I'm taking my pig one, which is the sweetest. I'm taking this one I picked up for €5 in Paris, 5 years ago, probably. This little leopard one, picked up in Paris, again, €5. Actually, I probably got these 6 or 8 years ago in Paris. And then these that I picked up at a little Paris vintage shop. I like these sizes, and I'll show you kind of ways to work with these. Oh, and there's one piece that was at the bottom of this that I forgot to mention, which is this little vintage skirt that I adore. I got for €7 at a vintage thrift shop, or, you know, vintage slash thrift shop in Paris when we were there during the holidays, and it's just so sweet. And I wear it, of course, mainly with this top, and then it just gives like this fun little flair. But you could, of course, like dress it up or down. I will also add like a denim top sometimes. Sorry, that was under my scarves. And so when we arrive, which is tomorrow morning, we will kind of probably hang out at a cafe a little bit because we arrive at like 11. We'll probably be out of the airport through customs and everything probably around 1. And our Airbnb isn't available till 2. So we'll wander around a little bit with Miss Starr, who will probably be a little bit jet lagged, and then we'll head over to the Airbnb, kind of unpack, try not to go to sleep. It's really, really hard, but probably just like check out the neighborhood and go to bed early. And then Saturday and Sunday, we don't have plans. I'll run by the hotel where all of our retreaters are staying, which is a really sweet hotel down by Luxembourg Garden, just the sweetest. We stay there every year. So I'll probably run down there, check in, drop off the goodie bags, things like that. Oftentimes we plan to meet up with people and do things on Saturday and Sunday, and then I'm just like, you know, I'm still jet lagged and what have you, and then I start the retreat on Monday, so it's nice to just have some downtime to explore, check out the neighborhood, check out some cafes. Today, in today's love note, if you guys got it, I had a list of 16 vegan restaurants you're supposed to check out, so all sorts of like fun things. A lot of stuff that's new that I'd like to check out. One, even a vegan concept store, so I'm so excited about that. And again, that's all in today's love note, so hopefully you got that in your inbox. So that's the weekend, pretty chill. Then Monday, the retreat starts at 2, and so much lined up. So we will have a picnic under the Eiffel Tower. We're gonna have a book talk with wonderful best-selling author Nick Reynolds, who wrote this great book about Hemingway as a spy, and some of you may have heard him on the podcast. So he's going to be speaking to our group because this whole retreat coincides with the Hemingway conference that's happening in Paris. So very, very cool. And so he'll be there to chat with the group and talk about, sorry, my computer just went down, to talk about his writing process. And what's so fun is like me and a few other lovely ladies, Carol and Danielle, were kind of part of his process and with him when he was going through it. So he's just a gem. And then after that, we do a champagne cruise on the Seine. So that's kind of like the first day, because some people will be a bit jet lagged that are just getting in on Monday. So we go from about 2 to about 7:30 on Monday. And then Tuesday, we start with a 3-hour literary book tour where we go see where Hemingway lived. He has a few places, of course. Gertrude Stein, the Fitzgeralds. We see their favorite cafes. We go to bookstores. So that'll be a really cool, it's a private tour that I've set up. And then they have an afternoon free, because it's important, I think, for them to have time to explore, nap, you know, sit in a cafe and write. And then that evening, we'll meet in the Tuileries, do some yoga, and then a writing workshop. Wednesday, we start again in the morning with a writing workshop, and then we go to Paris's oldest church for a meditation in there, and it's just a stunning church. It's so, so beautiful, and it's right across from Café des Fleurs, which some of you may be familiar with. It's a really famous literary cafe, or where a lot of people used to write, you know, some of the famous people. And so that's very cool. The church is right across the street. And then from there, we go to La Durée for a wonderful meal there. So excited. Not sure what I'll be able to get. salad and french fries probably, but I'm looking forward to it. The tea is amazing. And then they have the afternoon free to write and the evening free actually, because we'll be going from about 10 until about 3:30. So that way they have time to explore. Thursday morning, we start with yoga and a writing workshop in Luxembourg Garden. And then we've got a free afternoon, so they'll be able to break, around lunchtime, have the afternoon free. And Thursday night, we're hosting them at our Airbnb. Tim will make a yummy vegan spread or veg spread. And then we will have a call with Janice, who I mentioned earlier, of Paris Letters, who, if you haven't heard her podcast, I just have to say, I think we'd be best friends. She is amazing. She's super funny. She's Canadian. Those Canadians are amazing people. And she's just really, really lovely. So I'm so excited to have her join the group again, because she did it 2 years ago. And we're going to use this book as a model throughout our time together. So Thursday night's just a really sweet evening full of surprises, because it's really our last night together as a group. And then Friday, we have our finale, our closing circle, our last workshop, and then we're done at noon. It's crazy. It goes so, so fast. And then we are free then Friday night, and then Saturday we're hosting Nick and his wife and a few other people, Tim's cousin, and a few other people, Maite and Jackie, who we always see when we go to Paris. So we're hosting them for dinner. That's our Saturday, and then we leave on Sunday, and then we come back and we get in at 7 p.m. So that is our 10 days in a nutshell. It'll go like this. Crazy, I can't believe we're flying out tonight. All right, so let's talk scarf tying. Okay, I just have to use my pig one because I think it's absolutely adorable. And again, I got a few of these tips that I'm so excited to share from Jamie whenever she shared it during her Parisian Charm School book event in Baltimore on Saturday. It was so fun to meet her. Okay, so I'm going to show with the long scarf and then with the square scarf. Okay, so you've got with the long one, you can of course just let it hang. I like this because you can also, I tend to keep one of these in my bag all summertime long, along with my Tranquility arm warmers, because whenever you get into air-conditioned places, I'm hypersensitive to it and I get really cold, which is why I wear long sleeves all summer, but also it helps to prevent me from getting too much sunshine. But I love, love, love the arm warmers. So these and a long scarf is in my bag the entire summer season, which may feel really, isn't that more for, kind of cooler weather? But I love it. And these are the arm warmers, which are just really great because it adds an additional layer. All right, so you can let it hang, or you can, of course, put it over your shoulders, and it becomes almost more like a shawl. All right, another way that I like to wear it, and this is just super standard, is just wrapping it around, right? So you can wrap it around. You can also wrap it around, and then I like to do a little tie. And of course you can do a tie where it also goes over the shoulder. All right, so another one that is super fun, and everybody probably knows this one. I think it's super Euro, even though I looked online and it's called the New York. So who knows? But of course, so you take it, you fold it in half, you wrap it around your neck, and then you pull the two ends through. So that's a sweet little additional way, right? So you can do a lot with that. The other thing, and I hadn't thought of this one. This is one that Jamie mentioned, and I was oh, it's so great. So you can turn your scarf into an infinity scarf. So you tie the ends. I love, love, love infinity scarves. Matter of fact, I live in my fleece one. I pretty much wear that, as the weather gets cool until it's springtime. And but I'm not going to take it because it's going to be in the 80s. But then I have an infinity. Okay, so you can let it hang. You can, of course, let it hang this way where you've got the little ties at the end, or you can double knot it. And again, you've got this sweet little infinity scarf. Which again, I'd never really thought of that. I thought that was quite clever. So turning your typical scarf into an infinity. But again, I think the main one that I tend to use, and this is I'll use it when I'm seeing clients, because the thing about it is you are often in overly air-conditioned rooms, at least here in America, and so it's nice to keep your neck warm. And so I'll wrap it around a couple times and then just do a little tie. Sometimes I would even teach yoga like this, or practice, because it keeps your neck warm and it doesn't fall off. So again, that's some ideas on the long scarf. And one other way that Jamie showed, which I thought was fun, is just like over your shoulder like this. Say you had a little black dress that was just like a simple little black dress. You just kind of wear it over your shoulder. And she's like, it makes you look really diplomatic. So I thought that was fun. All right, so the other one I wanted to share, and this is my other scarf that I wear a lot. Again, this is just a square. And it's super cool. It's like a lighter pink and a darker pink. Again, probably €3 in a vintage shop in Paris. Okay, so you can take it and fold it. And I like this one. It feels very Jackie O. Put it around the head, and then you can tie it in front. Right? So one of the things she showed, though, that I thought was really cool is tie it around the front and then pull it around. And she's like, this is the Grace Kelly. Pull it around and then tie it in the back. So you would do like 2 knots here. Right? So it just gives like a different sort of look. Hi, Mr. Jackson. What is it about pets and suitcases? All right. So she called that the Grace Kelly, which I thought was fun. But I always like this is like the Audrey, you know, or the Jackie O, particularly with like your big sunglasses, right? Now the main way that I tend to wear this is I'll take it and I will fold it and then wrap it around the neck a couple times. Just gotta get your hair all the way. So I'll probably actually live in a chip clip most of the time, or like a little chiffon by just taking my hair, wrapping it, and putting it into a little hair elastic. So this is kind of my favorite way. Super simple. I just love this. I just find it like it dresses things up, because really all I'm taking accessory wise is these earrings, some studs, some little plastic beaded vintage necklace I picked up, and scarves, because I think scarves you can do so much with. And thank you everyone who's commenting. I'm sorry I can't read them from here. So I'll go in at the end of this event and say thank you and answer any questions you have. So please feel free to ask away. And so another one, and this is one that Jamie showed, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cute. Who would have thought? All right, so taking it, tying it in the back. Right, so you do that kind of double tie, and then just having this kind of in front, almost like it's a bit of a necklace. Who knew, right? Super duper sweet. And what I loved is I saw it, and again, this went out in my love note today. I saw it where a woman she had on not black, and she had on a black scarf. They hung down like that, and I was like, wow, that's really classy. Because initially I was like, oh, I don't know if I'd wear that. But then in the black, it was so beautiful. But black on black, I don't know, it probably wouldn't pop too well. And then the other way I wanted to show is, there's actually a couple more. Okay. We'll just pretend this is under my hair. You take it, and then you tie it. Right? And then what you can do, you can of course leave these, or you can tuck them behind. So you have a little headband. Another thing that can be fun, and Jamie mentioned this, and this is something that a lot of you who've received goodie package from me really since the daybook went out last fall. I've included a little tie, and I've said you can wrap around your neck, around your head, around your wrist. So I'm going to show you how to do that, or around your bag. So of course around your bag, and I'll just show you. Here's of course the bag that I'm taking. My mom got this for me in Provence. Isn't it sweet? So the thing is, if you're carrying this around and you're like, oh, I don't need my scarf right now, take it off and tie it on your bag. And it does, it just adds a little flair to your bag. Because I'm taking the straw bag, and then I'm taking this, you know, just like vegan faux leather little bag that can be nice too if I don't necessarily want a straw one. So I'm taking 2 bags, but when I go on the plane, I'll have one tucked in inside the other, and then my laptop, and then there's just a few things that I need, and all set, such as earplugs and balm and, you know, all those important things. All right, so taking this, and then you just wrap it around your wrist. And this one's a little bigger than what you may want to use, but I think it's still really sweet. And just gives like a nice little, voila, a little touch of flair. All right, and then the last one, if you're like, oh my God, how many scarves do you have? This one again, this is vintage. Oh, you know what? I actually got this at a vintage shop in DC back in like 2010. And it's a little dirty, could use some cleaning. But I love the polka dot. Okay, so if you're super bold, of course you could do this. I don't know that this is me, but it can be super boho, right? Or it kind of feels a little karate kitty. However, I'm sure you could rock that. And then also, I tend to, of course, do the neck one. And you see how this has less material, a little easier to rock. And I'll do a double tie. But then also headband. And I love this as a headband. Voila. I think it's so sweet. Particularly if you use these, like, I've got these great vintage sparkly earrings that I like to wear it with. Some of you may have seen it whenever I did a photo shoot a few years ago and I'm in the kitchen cutting papaya. I've got this in my hair, of course, a pink t-shirt because they're amazing, and those little sparkly earrings. So maybe I will grab those too. And I think actually I need to grab a graphic tee. So either Compassion is the new black or the black one with the pig. So cute. So anyway, these are my scarf tying ideas, some of which Miss Jamie influenced. Like, I love that long one here and then the over the shoulder. And of course, there are so many wonderful ideas online that give you way, way more suggestions. I tell you though, this is just so great for the plane, you know, because it's like I'm always a little chilly, and the long sleeve wrap tunic is great. And then sometimes I just want even more layers, because why do they keep the plane so cold? I'm grateful for Miss Bell because she needs it chilly, but I don't. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for being here, and please follow along the journey, because my hope is, my wish, my plan, if we have good Wi-Fi in the Airbnb, is to kind of bring you guys along on this journey. Now, I won't be doing events every day, but I hope to do a few while I'm there, show off the space. It happens to actually be a fashion designer, or you know, she makes clothing. And so it looks really cool, quite white, quite airy and light, with a garden, and looks really, really sweet. So I'd love to kind of bring you guys into it. I'm so excited to see it. We always land on really good deals and beautiful spaces in Paris. I mean, honestly, how can you go wrong? So I'll bring you along on that journey. So please stay tuned at Tranquility du Jour and on Instagram and all that. And I'll be giving lots of photos and tips, and again, just bringing you along on this journey. And I'm so excited for those of you who are going to be coming in the next few days and joining me on pinning in Paris. And those of you who are with us in spirit, thank you. And I look forward to continuing the conversation. Have a delightful day and send good thoughts for safe travels. Bon voyage!